In any busy warehouse, things sometimes end up in the wrong spot. It's a simple mistake, really, but it can cause some pretty big problems. So today, we're going to walk through exactly how to find and fix this issue, step by step. First up, we're going to look at the problem of misplaced items and why it's such a big deal. Then we'll get right into a step-by-step solution. And we'll finish up with some really important tips on how to stop these mistakes from happening in the first place. All right, let's dive right into our first section. We need to understand this very common warehouse problem. What actually happens when an item isn't where it's supposed to be? Okay, picture this. You're working, you're on the floor, and you see something that just isn't right. You go to your supervisor and say, "Hey, these items are in the wrong rack." Finding the problem and saying something, that's always the first most important step. And yeah, this happens all the time. When an item gets put in the wrong place, we have a simple name for it. It's misplaced. It's a simple word, but trust me, it can lead to some big headaches. So, just to be super clear, a misplaced item isn't lost forever. It's still in the warehouse somewhere. The problem is, it's not where the computer system thinks it is. So for all intents and purposes, it's lost until we find it. And remember that quote from a minute ago? The worker mentioned a rack? Well, a rack is just that big shelving system you see in warehouses. It's basically the home for all the products we store. And inside that rack, every single item has its own specific location. You can think of it like an address for a house. The entire warehouse system depends on that address being correct. So how does the system keep track of all these addresses? Well, that's where the barcode comes in. Every item has its own unique code. A quick scan tells the system exactly what the item is and where it belongs. As you'll see, that's going to be key to fixing any mistakes. Okay, now that we know what we're talking about, let's move on. You might be thinking, why is one misplaced item such a big deal? Well, in this section, we're going to see the real impact it has on the whole operation. This is a great question. Does this cause problems? And the answer is a huge yes. For sure. Even just one single misplaced item can cause a whole chain of problems for everybody on the team. Just look at this slide. It's like night and day, right? On one side, when everything is in the right location, you get high accuracy and fast retrieval. It's smooth. But on the other side, with misplaced items, your accuracy drops and finding things becomes this slow, really frustrating job. So what do we mean by accuracy? It's simple. It just means the information in the computer matches what's actually on the shelves. If the system says an item is in aisle 4, well, it needs to be in aisle 4. Misplaced items just destroy that accuracy. And retrieval, that's just the fancy word for finding and picking an item for an order. If you can't find it because it's misplaced, well, retrieval takes way, way longer. You're just wasting time looking for stuff that's lost. So when your accuracy is low and your retrieval is slow, the whole warehouse loses efficiency. And efficiency just means working well and working fast. Misplaced items make everyone's job harder and a whole lot slower. Okay, so we know it's a problem, a big one. Now for the good part. How do we fix it? This section is going to give us a really clear step-by-step solution. So the worker is ready to fix things. He asks what to do next. And the supervisor's instructions, they give us a perfect, simple 4-step plan. Here it is. It's a really simple 4-step process. First, you identify the problem. We already did that. Second, you physically move the items to their correct location. Third, and listen, this part is absolutely critical, you have to scan the item's barcode again. Finally, you confirm that the system is updated with the right info. And that last step, the system update, is so important. It means you're telling the computer the new, correct location of that item. Think about it. If you move the item but you forget to scan it, the computer still thinks it's in the wrong place. It's like you did nothing at all. Fixing one mistake is good, but you know what's even better? Preventing all those future mistakes. So let's look at our final section, how to make sure this doesn't keep happening. Now this is what a great supervisor does. They don't just fix the problem right in front of them, they teach the whole team how to avoid it later. And the key word here is procedure. A procedure is really just the official correct way to do a task. In a warehouse, you've got procedures for everything, especially how and where to store items.
Following those procedures, that's the real secret to success. And why is it so important? Well, following the procedure keeps your inventory accurate. It makes retrieval super fast, it improves the whole team's efficiency, and, of course, it prevents future mistakes. You see how it all connects back to everything we just talked about? So, if you take just one thing away from this whole explainer, please let it be this. It's not just the supervisor's job. Following the correct procedure is everyone's responsibility, every single day. And that brings us to one last thought. I want you to ask yourself this question. What is one procedure at your job that you can promise to follow extra carefully this week? Because in the end, it's those small, careful actions that make a great warehouse.